right, so welcome back to this module. So I'm just going to show you how to now start designing your WordPress website, without any further delay. Okay, so I've just shown you how to install the theme, how to install your plugin, your strategy and planning, and every other thing that you need to know. So right about now, we're going to go into how to design a website proper. Right, so designing a designing websites with WordPress is super simple. Okay, it is super simple. So I want you to just follow me, right, on everything that I do. But the first thing you want to do is to ensure that your website is well optimized before starting, right? So what do you do? So you go to settings, right? Set all the things, make sure the settings align with everything you want to do, okay? So you have here, so you can just come here. So what's your site title? You can call it, web design. So your title will now appear here. Okay. So you can call it web design with Lacon or web design. Just leave it as web design. Then the tagline is going to be maybe, learn web design, learn or master web design in 24 hours. Right? Mastery takes time, but then we're just going to use that lingo, right? So, what are the things you want to edit here? I don't think there is anything else. Just look at it. So, how do you want your date format to start? This is your WordPress website URL, your site address URL, your admin email address, your membership if you want anyone to register, new user default role, so they become a subscriber. If you put them as an administrator, then it means they will have to see your back end, right? So you don't want to do that. Site language, we're using English to the United States, or English, you want to use British. Since that's what's available, that's what we're going to use, okay? So, of course, you can see that, okay, so English UK is available, so we're going to use that. Okay, so time zone is this, coordinated universal time, so just see the one that you want to use. Date format, choose the date format you want. Time, format, week starts on Monday. Okay, so you save the changes if you made any changes to it, right? So you're just trying to ensure that everything regarding your website is, done well. So the next thing I want to do is to go to the writing, see all if all the writings are selected. So default category. So what's your default category? Of course, it's going to be uncategorized, right? So when an article that you post is not put, in a specific category, what you would see there is that WordPress would by itself automatically choose uncategorized for it, right? So that's why you're seeing that there. Default post format is going to be standard, right? Because you're not posting anything aside chart, gallery, link, image, code, status, videos, or audio. Okay, so you're not doing all of that. The default editor for all users. So since we already installed, remember we installed the classic editor when we were teaching this. So with the classic editor, you can just choose the classic editor because that's what we want. We don't want the block editor. The block editor makes it confusing and really doesn't give you the kind of visuals that you want. Okay, allow users to switch editors. No, you don't want to allow them. So just click no, right? Post via email. Okay, so what emails do you want to post with? Okay, so are you going to log in? Do you have a password? What are the things you want to understand? So this is just for updates, right? So if you made any changes, of course, as usual, just click save changes. Right, now that you're done, the next thing is now to go to reading, right? So reading, right? What do you want to do? Okay, so your home page display should go to a static page, right? It should go to a static page, okay, not a latest post. Now we don't have any page already on this website than the sample page, so we're just going to use that, right? And we don't have any article apart from the sample page. You don't worry about that. We're going to resolve all of that. So just follow through with everything that I'm saying and I'm sharing. I'm sure you won't have any issue at all. Okay, so block pages to show at most, it should be 10. Syndication feeds shows the most recent should be 10. For each post in a feed, include full text, not excerpt, full text. Okay, search engine visibility. Of course, do not discourage search engine from indexing the site. So save that, that's actually what you want. So once you're done with reading, the next thing you now want to do is to go to discussions. Okay. So under discussion, what are the things you want? Under the default post settings, attempt to notify any blog linked to from the post. Mark that. Allow link notification from other blogs. Ping back and track back, meaning that maybe you want things that you want to do to appear, you want to kind of track on a new post. You can do that. Allow people to submit comments on a new post. Yes, you want to allow them. Other comments settings, if you don't want to allow them, just untick, because I don't want to allow them, right? Some people might come and just put up a spam content, spam comments on your article, so you don't want that. But of course I always allow them, and then at the back end I would review. So other comment settings, comment comment author must fill out name and email, right? So I want that. Users must be registered and logged into the comment. I don't want that. I don't want you to register before you must be able to comment. Automatically close comments on posts older than 14 days, right? I don't want that, right? So I want people who are coming to always see the comment, so I don't want to automatically close it. So the next one is show comments cookies opt in checkbox. I want that. Enable threaded nested comments, like where it looks like you are seeing the way you comment on social media is a threaded comment, right? So all the conversations under a particular comment will be shown under that comment. Okay, so the next one is break comment into pages with 50, with top level comment per page and the last page displayed by default, right? I don't want that. you know Email me whenever anyone posts a comment. Yes, I want it, because I want to be able to keep track of everything that I am doing. A comment is held for moderation. I want that. Before a comment appears, comment must be manually approved. Yes, I want that, right? Comment author must have a previously approved comment. Yes, I want that, right? So I don't want this, because if the person appears, what if the person is saying something that is bad, about an article? So I want to be able to manually approve from my back end, right? So after all of that is done, I know I am done with all of that, then I save the changes. These are just basically your gravatar and how you want all of those things to appear. So the next one now is your media, right? So your thumbnail, what size do you want? Of course, you must have your size. The standard size is 150 by 150. The medium size, max width, max height is 300 by 300. And then the last size is 1024 by 1024. So you must understand all of these. Uploading files. Organize my upload in upload into months and year-based folders, right? So you have this as well. Okay, so that's basically what happens there. So your permanent link is basically your permanent link. Your permanent link in the sense that is the link that your post and your page would carry, right? So how do you want it to appear? I don't want plain, I don't want day and name, which is the default setting WordPress will give you, right? So you also have it here, month and name. I don't want that as well. You also have this here, numeric. I don't want that as well. The one I actually want is a post name, right? So you can see that there is no number, right? So the default permanent link that comes is the day and name. That's not what I want. Okay, so you come here and then you change, you save that changes. Once you're done with all of this, the next thing you now want to do is to now go ahead and install your preferred theme, and then you move ahead from there. So you guys should kind of get familiar with those idea, get familiar with everything that I have explained. If you have any comments, just ask me in the comment section. I am going to just wait for you. So I'm going to pause this video now so that you guys can go through all of the things that I've said again and again and again. So I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, guys, welcome back. So I'm back. So we're just going to go directly to your appearance and then to themes. Want to go and choose a theme that we want to use. Remember that we uploaded this theme, already, but then we're not going to use this theme because, of course, I don't want to use anything that will be too advanced for you to understand, right? So if you want to go ahead to use this theme, go ahead, use the theme, and I would be glad to explain to you further, right? Just click the link below and reach out to me. I'm going to see anything, reach out to the team. We're going to see how we can, get you on a call with me, and then we would resolve whatever issues you're having. So let's go ahead and add a new theme, for instance. So that's the theme we're going to use to build our website, and that's the theme we're going to use as a sample for the website we want to create. Okay, so theme we're going to use is called Astra theme, right? So there's the premium version and then there's the free version as well, right? The premium version is around $49, I think, but we're not going to use that. We're just going to use the free version. Okay, so the free version is what we want to use now, and I want you guys to just follow me. You already know the drill. What we're going to do is just to install the theme, right? We're going to install the theme, and then you would see how that goes. Okay, so let's install the theme and wait for it whilst it's installing. Okay. Okay, so basically now we've installed the theme, right? So we're going to activate the theme, and then we would proceed with everything we want to do from there. Okay, so activate the theme. Okay, we're done activating the theme. So you want to, of course, when you first activate Astra, the Astra website, oh, the Astra theme, excuse me, you're going to see this. Of course, if you don't see this, you're going to have to come here and go to Astra options, right? But then let me teach you this one first. Then when you understand this one, we now go to Astra options, right? So just go to get started, right? So when you're getting started, it's going to activate, like it's activating properly, okay? So what you want to do is to go directly to to how this is done, right? So just tell them you want to build your own website. So click build your own website. Now, guys, to build a website, right, there are various page builders that you want to use, okay? Just the same way when you want to build an apartment, right? When we're in the first module, I told you that buying a domain name is like buying a land, but building the website is like building the apartment on that land, right? So, but you would need bricklayers, you would need people to help you build that land. Okay, you will need people who understand how to build structures. You're not going to do all of those things on your own, right? That's the same way it works with WordPress, right? With WordPress, block editor, beaver builder, Elementor, for everything has their own page, has its own page builder. So what you want to do is to know the kind of page builder that works with the kind of website or the kind of theme that you've chosen to use, right? So for this kind of website, Elementor is the best option, right? So don't choose Beaver Builder, don't choose Block Editor. There are websites that you want to do, that Beaver Builder would work. But for this one, Elementor is the best and it's the way to go. So you're going to choose that, right? So once you're done with all of this, right, there's something called starter template, right? The starter template is not going to show immediately. Why? Because the website was just installed and the demos are still uploading, right? So what you want to do is to go back to your website or exit to your dashboard and do what you want to do from there. Remember what I told you, that from here we can actually go to Astra options, right? So go to Astra options, make sure you activate all the plugins that comes with Astra so that you can be able to install everything you want to do. Even if you don't do that, right? Once you come to starter template, starter template basically talks about the demo, right? So it means you don't have to do too much stress on your website to design one, right? So look for something that is similar to what you want to do, right? And activate that to work for you. So we're going to do that now. So wherever you see premium, that means the website is actually a premium website, right? So let's assume you want to build a website for, I wish this was live. I would have asked you guys the kind of website you want to build. Okay, so let's imagine you want to build website for live a healthy life, or want to build a website for what else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, maybe a plant shop, or want to be a website for maybe a clean cancer, because these are the free starter templates that we have. Okay, so you just choose one really. So let's imagine we want to do a website for local business. So a local business can, with a local business, of course, Astra is now going to ask you for the kind of logo that you want to use, right? So you want to have your logo and all your website content ready. We're not going to cover that here. So we're not going to teach you how to get a logo. You should have your logo, right there with you, right? Whether you want to go and design on Canva, or we might have to just add, I would add or give you for free how to probably, create a logo, I don't know. But then if you reach out to me, I would definitely help out. So you need a logo to be able to do whatever you want to do, right? So you add your logo to this particular section here. You choose your logo with here. But now, since we don't have a logo ready, we just want to learn how to design a website. I'm going to skip this and continue, right? So when you skip and continue, Astra is going to ask you the kind of color that you want on your website, right? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? So look at the color family that actually sync more with your website or synchronizes more with the kind of website that you want, right? They're also going to ask you the kind of theme that you want. So as you can see that we have poppins and work sans here, right? So they're also going to ask you how you want it. So just leave it the way it is, right? Because I really, really love using poppins. Poppins and Lato, Poppins and Lato. I like mixing them together. But here he's saying Montserrat or Montserrat and Lato, or he's saying that Rubik and Color, or Roboto Condenser and Roboto, or Meriwether and Inter. So you just choose the kind of color mixture that basically works for you. And as you choose them, it's going to change on your website as well. So as you can see that as I'm choosing them, it's also changing on the website and reflecting on the website. So if I choose this one, it's also going to change and reflect on the website. If I choose this one, it's also going to change and reflect on the website. The same thing with everything that you're going to choose, right? So it's important that you understand all of these things and know how it works, okay? So I want to choose Poppins and Lato because they're a very good thing that I have used before and I want to use them as well. So once you choose that, just continue, right? They're going to ask you, oh, what's your name and all of that. So I'm just going to put my name there, Lekon Banjo. My work email is lekon at my Obilizo, and I'm an expert. I'm building for my clients. You guys are my clients. I agree to accept newsletter. Yeah, I agree, right? So you're going to make sure you check all of these options because we're using Astra theme, right? So submit and build my website. So what this basically means is that you will import all of the templates without necessarily having to upload the template by yourself. You can see that that's actually very, 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 very amazing, right? So that's what you want to do. That's the kind of energy you want to bring into web design. You don't want to design one website for 5 years, right? You don't want to design one website for 7 years. You want to design one website in 2 hours. You want to design one website in 1 hour, right? And with this kind of format, right, you can be able to do any kind of website at all. With this, you can charge as much as you want, charge your client the kind of amount you want, and then you'll be all right, right? So submit and build my website. So we're going to give it time, until it gets to 100%, right? So I'm going to pause this video now. You guys can sip a cup of coffee, a cup of coffee, excuse me, whilst the thing is loading. Okay. So give me a sec while I come back to you again. Okay, guys, welcome back. We are done building our website, right? So, as you can see, the CEO of Astra is welcoming us on their platform. Just to show that we've been able to upload our website. Your website is ready, and it took just 1.55 minutes to build that. I can tell you, you see what I've assured you, right? So it doesn't take 5 years to build one website, right? So that's the kind of web designer you want to be, a web designer that is smart and that is result focused, right? So it's not about building one website for 50 years, okay? Right. So visit your website and see the way it looks, right? So it's the demo that you have actually imported that you would have on your website. The demo you imported, that's what you have on your website. Okay. So imagine that want to build a website for a company, for instance, right? And we want to use this template. Okay, so this is what we're going to use. So it means that you already have your content available, you have everything you want to do available, and you have every details about the company available. So basically that's what you're going to do. So here we're now going to start to build our website proper, okay? So to build the website, we now want to edit every pages that we have. So page one, you can see that that's the home button. Page two, you can see that that's the about page, and then the services page, and then the contact page, and then you have here the emergency page, and then you have the call to action, which is get a quote, right? So you now want to edit all of this content to fit into what you want to design, right? But then all you just might need to edit on this website might probably be, just the text, right? Which I would show you how to do that on Elementor, right? So let me go straight to that point. So let's start from contact page, for instance. Let's start from contact page. So I'm just going to show you, things on each of the pages and how you can adapt changes to each of the pages. Okay. So here, all of these pages were created with Elementor, right? So as you can see, so what you now want to do is to edit with Elementor, not edit the page itself, right? Edit with Elementor. What's the difference between with Elementor and edit the page? If you go to edit the page, it's going to break out the normal classic editor text for you, right? And that's not what you actually need, right? What you need are the features and the functionality, right, that are on Elementor, right? So that's what we want to achieve. That's what I'm going to help you achieve right now. Okay. So once you are done here, so come here and then open the link, go to the new tab that you opened. So we're waiting for that to load. 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 We're waiting. So. Okay, so we're good, right? So here we want this to be contact us, need to book an appointment or an emergency help, get in touch with us now, and our representative will help you soon. Okay, I love that text, so I'll just leave it that way, right? So let's imagine there's something I don't like. Looking for the best, okay, so we can call this, can say this as use so I'm going to explain what this is to you now before we even go ahead and start editing our website. So for every website that you see that is built with WordPress, especially with the Elementor page builder, right? You know, um, um, there's such a thing called the elements, right? So we have the elements and we have the sections, right? All of these parts that you are seeing here, right? This part is a section, right? This part is a section, right? This part right here is a section. All of them, right? And under every section, you have what we call elements, right? Just the same way you're building an apartment, you have the block and then you have the frame, right? So the block are different pieces of the kind of frame you want to create in your house, right? So these different sections, right, come together to form a particular page. But the question now is what forms a section, right? What forms a section are the elements, the basic elements on the Elementor page, right? So I'm going to explain everything to you now so that you can actually understand, right? So this is the inner section. So let's imagine we want to write something around here, for instance. So we're just going to drag this and then drop it in between where we see the line. So it's going to come out with two box text. So I just want one, for instance, right? So let's say I want one. So I'm going to delete this one off because I want just one, right? Since I want just one. So let's now imagine I want to put like a text here, right? So there's a function, an element called text editor. So just drag it inside the box, right? Drag it inside the box. Once you drag it inside the box, it's going to show you everything you need to know. Okay, so just say, hey there, we are learning web design with WordPress in 24 hours, right? So you can see that the color is actually faint, right? We're going to get onto that. So let's edit this color, right? How do you edit typographies? What are the things? How do you ensure that the color here syncs with the color of the new elements you're trying to add? That's where style come in, right? And that's where, so I'm going to tell you what that does, right? So, the way HTML works for your site structure and CSS works for your site styling and JavaScript works for more functionality on the website is the same way content under Elementor works like HTML. Then style works like CSS, and then advanced works like JavaScript, right? So I know those of you that are a bit conversant with programming languages will understand me better, right? So if you want to edit the styling, where do you go to? You come to style, right? So let's imagine you want to change the color of this text, right? And then want to give it more font width. right? What do we do, right? So we come to text color, so if you want to align it, for instance, you come under alignment and you ensure that it's aligned to the kind of, taste that you want, right? So let's see the color. So these are all the colors that we have, right? So can we pick the color that kind of syncs with the color we're seeing there? So let's see, right? Okay, that looks too light, right? Maybe that's not even the color. So let's see. Good. So we've been able to get the color, right, that came with the theme, right? So the next thing I want to do is to ensure that this font and this font are actually the same. Remember, we're using Poppins and Lato. So it's definitely going to be in between Poppins and Lato fonts. So let's see how we can change that, right? Or let's try from this primary ones that we have here. Okay, that's too thick. The weight there is too much. No, that's like not what we want. Good, we're getting there. And good, we're getting there. So it looks like this is the kind of font that was used. But then in terms of font weight, that weight is too much. So we might now need to come here and probably choose Poppins. So this font already looks like Poppins. From experience, I already know. So let's try Poppins and see the way our content would look. It's not Poppins. So let's search Lato. Lato. Okay. Okay, so it seems like it's a Lato theme. So let's ensure that the size corresponds with the size that we're seeing on the website. So if you want to change the size, you can see, just switch from the typography, right? So if you want to change the width, right? The width, right? Not width, width. So let's put it on, say, 15, or let's do 20, or 18, right? So you can see that it's a bit bigger, but we can say 17. Good. So we now have the same sizes. So definitely this font here actually has 17 font size. So in terms of width, we're good with 500 really, right? So we're just going to leave that there, So you can see how the entire elements work. So I can add any kind of elements I want at all from the WordPress, elements without any hiccups or any issues, right? So I've explained what I wanted. So I'm just going to delete this out and, move to something else. Also ensure you delete that particular element box. Okay, so inner section works for inner section. Maybe you want to add a section to this thing. Heading. This is the heading. Elements, right? Then you now have the image. So all of this, right, majorly focuses on the image, right? So this is the image element. Then you now have the text editor, right? This is a text editor. This function here actually, produced what you call a text editor. Then you have the video, right? Is your video on YouTube? You want to add it to the website? Are there things you want to do that are on YouTube that you want to pull up to the website? Okay, so you can use this button to do that. Then you now have the button like this, right? The button option. So this is the button option. So just drag and drop, right? So you have the divider as well. Maybe you want to divide something, or you want to make it more beautiful aesthetically, and then you have the spacer. Maybe you want to create more space in between a particular element and the other element, right? So you use a space. Then you have a Google map, right? So you want to add a Google map function to your website, to use the Google map option. Then you have the icon, and then you have the WP form, right? So if you want to collect forms from people, or you have something you want to do that requires, collecting their data through creating a form, right? So those are the major basic elements you have on Elementor. For other ones, I'm going to share a resource here that connects you to all of the details around Elementor Pro and everything that you need to learn about it, right? So now that we have seen what we want, right? So you can just come on any of these elements and actually adapt it to fit into what you want. So if you don't want this particular section, for instance, you just come here and then you delete, right? You delete it, right? Or if you want it back, just press Ctrl Z, it's going to come back, right? And remember, if you don't save, all of your content will definitely appear here. right? So let's say we want to customize this now to mean web design, right? So we're going to change that title to looking for the best web designer in town, web designer in town. Schedule a consultation. Get in touch with us now, book an appointment or a free consultation of the issue you are facing with your website, right? So we're just using the existing content on the demo that we imported to actually create something for a bespoke web design, a bespoke or freelance web designer, right? So you just create that for issue you are you are facing, or let's say web design. So just copy this. Okay, copy this. The web design issue you're facing, right? So once you're done, next thing you now want to do is to update. Always make sure you update every changes you make to the website. Okay, so so let's imagine you want to change this picture, for instance. Of course, you now want to use the of course, the element that has to do with image, right? The image element. I explained that to you before. If you don't get that, scroll back and understand all of those things, and that would actually guide what you want to do under WordPress. Okay, so the next thing you now want to do is to choose image, right? So choose image here, right? Do you want to upload a new image, or you want to use the one from the existing library, or you want to get free images from maybe any platform that Astra is probably connected to, because Astra uses, they are powered by Pixabay. So you just want to come here and search the kind of image that you want, right? So if you want any of this image, for instance, or any of these images, so just scroll out and then tell Pixabay to give you that image. Okay, so let's imagine you want to use this 2022 picture, for instance, right? So what do? I just choose it and I insert it into what I actually want to do. Okay, so you can just come here and then you choose that. So you can see already that the image is already changing, right? And you can also upload the image the same way you want, right? So basically that's how it works, right? So let's say you want to edit a button, right? A call to action button, for instance. Now this is a call to action button, right? And it's integrated under the contact form. So we're not going to use that. So let's pick this one, for instance, okay? And let's see what we have there, okay? So you can see here that the way the button elements work, it works like, oh, okay, you add your text. So if you want this text to be, for instance, colors now, right? I've just changed that, right? So what do you want the link to be? We can change that to a WhatsApp API, and just a forward slash, and still have what we have there, right? So that means whoever clicks that link, right, will be redirected to my WhatsApp platform without any issue or any delay at all, right? So you can see that we've been able to edit this into what we want and into what fits what we want. It's as simple as that. Understanding the entire element around the Elementor page builder, can make you understand everything, around web design, right? So we're not going to go into designing a website and all of those things proper and all of those things, right? I'm going to show you different websites. I don't want to show you that, of course, because of privacy and non-disclosure agreement that I have with my clients. But of course, if you want me to show you the websites we built before, I can actually show you that. I can even embed samples here. But then I've been able to show you how to actually import a demo, start building your website, designing the entire area of your website, without any issue at all. So I'm going to give you a task right now, right? Import the demo, right? After you import the demo, generate a content for yourself. After following through with all of the modules that we have actually shared, generate a content for yourself, right? And begin to add all of the text into your pages, right? Once you do that, then you now come back, submit that task, to me, and I'm going to access and review you. So if I think that you need further class on how to get this thing right, I'm also going to give you bonus classes, right? So this is the idea around designing your website proper. It is not cast in stone, right? Just pick a page, go to edit with Elementor, and then you're going to be able to edit everything you want. So you can see right now that whoever comes to this front page will definitely see all of these things. You can see that the picture that I use has changed and all of that, right? So it shouldn't take you too much to be able to understand and navigate this entire thing about web design. Okay, so basically, the next module will now majorly talk about how to deploy the website, the things you should look out for, the details you should look out for, what are the things you need to know before setting out your website and for making everyone know that you actually have a website. I'm going to show you all of that, in the next module. So do the tasks that I've given to you. See you in the next module, and thank you for waiting this long. You are the real MVPs.